Hi students, now we are going to look at the likely exam questions we have in biology. Okay, exam is already closed. There's no time to waste time. So I would like to use this opportunity to advise all of you to start reading up the likely exam past questions. Okay, now let's dive in. If you see this diagram here on the board, this is a typical diagram of Spirogyra. I don't need to explain much about the Spirogyra. I've already dropped the video in this channel. Then the question is, the protein-like bodies are born on the part label. The protein-like bodies are born on the part label. Which of the following part label here is proteinous in nature? And that is the pyrenoid. Pyrenoid produces protein, and as well, it's also used to store starch. It serves as the component that is responsible for starch storage. Okay, then this III here is the vacuole, IV is cytoplasm, then V is the nucleus. The answer to the question is option A, that is pyrenoid. Okay, it is proteinous in nature. Then the sexual reproductive function is performed by the label. Which of the label is responsible for sexual reproductive function? Of course, the answer here is V. The V is the nucleus, which contains the genetic materials, and as such, it is responsible for sexual reproduction because this is where the genetic trait, the family trait, the DNA are housed. So this trait, which must be transferred from the parent to the offspring without undergoing any alteration. This concept is according to Grigor Mendel, okay, one of the Mendelian theory of genetics. Okay, the answer to the question here is label V. This is label V, the nucleus, is responsible for sexual reproduction in Spirogyra. So question number 3. Which of the following group is the most advanced? Okay, this is based on the knowledge of classification of living things, which I've dropped the video. Okay, so I will advise you to go back and see the video on classification of plants. Okay, the question is asking you which of the group here is the most advanced. Of course, the answer is gymnosperm. Gymnosperm is one of the classification of spermatophyta. Okay, the I started with the talophytas, followed by bryophyta, and I said that in that video that these two here are non-tracheophyte due to absence of vascular bundles or the vascular tissues. Then pteridophytes and spermatophytes are tracheophytes because they possess vascular bundles. Then the organ, which is question number 4, the organ for attachment to the lining of the host intestine are labeled dash. Okay, here is the label I, here is the label II, here is label III, and here is label IV. Let me label this here, III. And the question is asking the organ for attachment to the lining of the host intestine and label dash. Option A is II and III. Option B is III and IV. Okay. Option C is I and II. Okay. Option D is I and III. Option I here is rostellum. Okay, option 2 here is II. The option II here is hook. Then option III here, this is an arrow indicating that this is III for this label. That is sucker. Then option IV here is the neck of the tapeworm. You know that it's a typical diagram of a tapeworm. So the label here, which is responsible for attachment to the lining of the host intestine, here is option A. Okay, that is The hook and the suckers, these are the ones that are mainly responsible for attachment on the intestinal wall of the host organism. Okay. Then the next question is the neck region of the tapeworm, which is Tinea solium, that's the scientific name. The neck region of the tapeworm is responsible for dash. What is this neck used for? Okay, this neck here, the option A is production of egg, option B, storage of egg, option C, formation of new segments, option D, development of suckers. The answer to the question is formation of new segments. That is what the neck region of the tapeworm are made for. Okay. Then the next is option 6. That is question number 6. Okay. You have the diagram. Let me label this as A, B, and C. Okay. And the question is this. The structure label I, this is label I here in the diagram. You can see that, right? The label I here is dash. That is what's the name of this part label I. A is hypha, B is zygospore, D is coniospore, D is sporangium. The answer is zygospore. Okay, this is a sexual reproduction we have here in Rhizopus. Okay, during the process, the offspring here produced is known as zygospore. Okay, which is also termed as zygote as in human. That's why the answer is zygospore. This is indicating the offspring which are being produced or formed. Then the process illustrated is gametogenesis. Here is the formation of gametes, which is not what is happening here. Okay, you have two organisms here involved, and two parents are involved in sexual reproduction. So by knowing this alone is enough for you to know that this is sexual reproduction. In which organism? That's the question. Okay. Then sporulation is one of the sexual reproduction, which is not the answer. Sexual reproduction in Spirogyra is not like this. Spirogyra reproduce sexually by conjugation. Okay. Then sexual reproduction in Rhizopus. This is the answer to the question. This is the sexual reproduction in Rhizopus. Okay, then you have to attempt this question. Number one is which of these is not true of the insects they possess? You see your option. Answer the questions here in the comment section. Okay, the embryophytes are advanced than algae because you have the options also. Try to understand the question before you answer. I have a prize for those that will get it right. Then question number 3, the rhizoid of liverwort is dash. These are likely exam questions. This question came last year. Okay, so if you can answer the question and get all of them correct, I have a prize for you. Okay, please, I hope the video helps a lot for your exam. Don't forget to subscribe and share our video. I wish you all success to your exam. Thank you and God bless you.